So this video is going to be covering a queen size bed. I was able to use regular store-bought materials for the entire project, 2x6s for the rails, some 2x2s that'll end up being center braces or like spines to help support the mattress, and then 2x4s, the actual slats to act as a box spring, and 4x4s for the post. Per usual, starting at the miter saw, breaking everything down here. And I'm trying a few different camera angles. This one's my personal favorite, but please leave me a comment and tell me which camera angle you like the best, and I can start using that more in upcoming projects. Having a dedicated miter saw station with a stop block really helps here for the repeatability of cuts. Obviously I want everything to come out nice and square and consistent, so just taking my time. I'm following a set of plans that I drew up based off of several different plans that you can find online on Pinterest and other places like that. But miter saw station and this telescoping miter saw or sliding miter saw is really a helpful tool in my shop. It's typically where I start as much of my milling process as I possibly can. So here's all the dimensional lumber broken down. Next I'm going to cut a plywood panel that's actually going to be the backer board for a tufted headboard. I've never done upholstery work, but just a piece of 3/4 inch plywood here. Got a circular saw and a straight edge just to break this down. This is a bit much to try to do on a table saw, so because I only had the couple of cuts, I just decided to go with the circular saw. Makes quick work of this. So now I'm assembling the rails, and then these 2x2s that I'm screwing down are the main supports for the 2x4s. Kind of an integrated box spring within the bed frame itself. Just screwing everything down here. When I'm doing production work like this, screwing a lot of things in place, I like to preset the screws first. For the main joinery of the bed, I'm using these various Simpson brackets. These are typically used for decks and other kind of outdoor applications in construction. Just going around and securing them at the various spots that I need to hold all the parts of the bed. And then what I'll end up doing is marking all of them, because I have to remove them so that when I go through the finishing process they're not in the way. So you can see how I've got various labels here, and then once I remove those pieces I mark them again in the center, starting with 80 grit sandpaper here. Dimensional numbers are never perfect, so I usually start with 80 grit just to get everything kind of knocked down and consistent. I'm able to sand away my initial marks, but as long as I leave the ones in the center like you see there, everything lines back up just fine. Moving on to 120, everything from here is quite easy. The 80 grit does a good job at the kind of grunt work, and then 120 gives me my final smoothing. I'm not going to go any higher than that for this particular project, but if you wanted to go up to a 220 you could. I really like using that toolbox liner to help hold my parts in place while I'm sanding. So now for finish prep, I'm going to be using an HVLP system, so it's really important to clean all the dust in the shop, and every Marine is also a janitor, so just doing some cleanup around the shop to prep for finish. Next I'm going to clean off the parts here. I'm just using some acetone or mineral spirits just to get all the surface dust cleaned off of everything, so that when I go to apply stain, there's no mess. I'm going to start with a pre-stain conditioner, then this weathered gray stain from Varathane, and then I'll finish everything up with several coats of clear satin lacquer. The conditioner just rubs on with a paper towel. Kind of keeps everything even so the stain doesn't get blotchy. So I just apply that here, and after about 30 minutes I'm ready to start applying stain. I'm using a HVLP system to apply 2 coats of stain on everything. And once you get this gun dialed in, it really makes the finishing process go so much faster and smoother. Took a little bit of familiarization, just kind of playing around with everything at first, but you can see here everything came out really nice and even. A little bit of the grain shows through, but not too much. Just more of the staining process here, but I go back and I apply 4 coats of clear satin lacquer in the exact same fashion, so kind of left that out. Just did that with the camera off to speed everything up. In between coats of lacquer, I'm spraying the plywood piece and some upholstery foam here with Super 77, which is a contact adhesive. Just spray it on, give it a few minutes to get tacky, and then I can apply the foam to the plywood. Because I'm still spraying finish in the garage, I brought this into the house, so I apologize if the lighting is a little bit different. This is actually sitting on my dining room table. Using a kind of medium weight black vinyl, just pulling it tight over the face and then stapling it to the back. I come back later and trim the excess off. There's a bunch of really good videos for upholstery work that can explain and give better tips than I ever could. So I would just search for those if you're interested in doing something like this. So there's the actual headboard piece itself, all finished. It came out pretty good. For my first time doing upholstery, it's not bad. This is a face frame that's going to actually hold the headboard to the bed frame. Just taking some 1x3s, and I'm going to put everything together with pocket holes here. So drilling the holes, and then I drill some on the sides like you see here for those holes kind of underneath my finger there along that rail. That's what's actually going to allow me to join this frame to the posts at the front of the bed. So now I'm in the actual bedroom that the bed is going to live in. It's much easier to just assemble this in place instead of trying to carry an entire bed up 2 flights of stairs from the garage into the spare bedroom here. So because I marked everything beforehand like you saw, all the brackets go right back in place. Takes all the guesswork right out of it. Everything went together fairly smooth. So these are the brackets that are going to hold the 2x2 spines. And these will prevent any sagging in the center of the bed. Again, this is kind of like an integrated box spring frame. So now I've got the face frame for the headboard, securing this in place with some 2.5-inch pocket screws. Sometimes you have to fight them. Steep angle pockets, not always the easiest, but Craig jig is fairly inexpensive and pretty good for a home gamer. So putting the headboard in place here and just securing that with some pocket screws from the back. Now I'm laying the 2x4s in place. This is essentially the box spring for the bed itself. I was kind of running short on time. We had some friends that were coming this weekend, so I had to hurry up and get this done. But there's the mattress and the bedspread. Everything's done, so hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.